Being part of the component party, there's this question from Saha Sivat. They say that being a part of the component party, then we must always toe the line. So we are not to be relied on to express or say something that is different. That's not very true. That's not very true. I'm sure you know there are times when MCA say the different thing compared to UMNO or other Barisan Nasional. A very good example is when the government was talking about shifting parliament, MCA was the first to come out and say, no, we don't agree that the parliament should be shifted. It has historical value. It's still a landmark. When I was a medical student, we always say one of the places that we want to bring our parents to see is parliament. Not realizing later we enter into parliament, nothing so great also. When you're younger, we think that's a hell of a big thing, going to parliament, such a tall building. So it has some historical value. So we feel that it should not be shifted, and we make it known. The same way we have been talking about minimum wage for quite some time. It does not follow the government line. Until lately, when the Prime Minister came in, Najib, then only he started listening and he feel that we should implement the minimum wage next year. And I think it's good. In the same way, on foreign workers, we feel strongly, and we have been saying different things about foreign workers. We feel that the foreign worker policy with the government flip-flop. Every time a new minister come in, they change the policy, until I also not very sure that. So we have all the time been saying that the government should allow foreign workers to work in this country. If their skill is required, they should be 5 plus 3 or 5 plus 5. And if it's 5 plus 3, 5 plus 5, they should not impose another condition that in 5 years they must go back 3 months and then come back. To me, that's a sheer waste of time. 5 plus 3 years, why must he go back? No logic. No logic. So these are things that we say differently. Of course, on major issues, we have to agree. Some people say, oh, why you support Bahasa Malaysia as a national language? I always tell people we cannot rewrite history. It has been already agreed when we achieved independence. In 1957, before we achieved independence, one of the things that was agreed was Bahasa Melayu to become Bahasa Kebangsaan. And nobody can rewrite that. Not even Anwar. If you read Anwar's speech and Wan Azizah, he again reaffirmed that Bahasa Melayu is Bahasa Kebangsaan. You cannot rewrite the constitution unless everybody agrees. And right now, I don't think everybody will agree. No way. No way. So if you want us to differ on fundamental issues which infringes on the constitution, then that's a different story. But we do not have to say the same thing on general policy. If you think that MCA should talk about Malay rights should be removed, I can assure you, I've already said if Pakatan Rakyat can announce that they are removing Malay special right, first vote they get is from Chua. They also kept quiet. When I challenge them, they kept quiet, never respond, pretend not to hear. Because in politics, sometimes they say, not to say is better than to say. Or to say nothing is better than to say something. And this is a case where they choose not to say anything. So please do not go with the idea that we all chicken out when it comes to fundamental issues. No. It's the same. We say that if you remove your Malay right, we will vote for you. But none of them dare to respond. But it boils down to the same thing. When it comes to the fundamental things in the Constitution, we should not be too liberal in talking. You will bring no good to anybody.